Welcome back to Lucky Chipmunk. 10 reasons why Australia is the greatest place on earth. 1. Crime rate. Crime exists everywhere, even in Australia. However, the crime rate in Australia is quite low in comparison to other Western countries. For example, on average the US has 57 times more murders than Australia does. Overall, Australia has 30% fewer crimes committed per 100,000 people compared to the United States. 2. Quality of life. Aussies have it pretty awesome, down under. Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, and Perth are ranked in the top 10 list as the most livable cities in the world. Australian citizens also have access to Medicare, which is basically Australia's public healthcare. It provides free and subsidized health cover for all permanent residents. In times of need, the Australian government can help Aussies out by granting them with income support payments if they become unemployed and are seeking new employment. 3. Public infrastructure. Even though Aussies complain about their public transport system, compared to places like the United Kingdom and the United States, it is actually as good, if not better. The Australian government invests huge amounts of money into public places like parks and gardens too. These are generally pretty well maintained and are quite abundant. Have you been to Australia? Or live in Australia? Leave a comment down below, we'd love to know. 4. Vast, but not empty. Australia is massive, to put it lightly. In fact, Australia is only a little smaller than the US, at almost 3 million square miles. Around 25% of Australia is publicly owned, which is mostly bushland and deserts. There are many different activities to do on these public lands, such as motorbike riding, horse riding, bushwalking, and camping, just to name a few. Australia is also packed full of history that you can see, like ancient Aboriginal paintings, old abandoned gold mines, and even old wartime bunkers that are spread out around its land. 5. Natural beauty. Spread across the nation is a colossal amount of beautiful places to visit. Most of these beautiful places you are free to visit include waterfalls, limestone caves, rock pools, reefs, and many more. The Australian government lists some of these places as conservation areas. Visitors must do their very best to not disturb these, mostly untouched areas as to not damage them, because the native plants and wildlife depend on them to survive. Some of these places are still very close to major cities. 6. Best schooling in the world. Australia has the best schooling in the world. Most schools are public schools, however, there are some private schools too. School teachers in Australia are trained to a higher standard than in other countries. Let's face it, nobody really liked school, but in the land down under, it's a lot better. Teachers have access to better materials and finances to be able to teach young kids. 7. Clean air. Australia has great air quality due to its regulations on emissions. Air pollution is much lower in Australian major cities than in other major cities around the world. It also helps that everyone is spread out more than other countries. However, the air quality can change, due to bushfires and dust storms, but generally, this doesn't last too long and seems to settle down very quickly after these events. 8. Coffee. Coffee connoisseurs will feel at home in Australia, especially in Melbourne. Melbourne is in the top 5 places in the world to get a cup of coffee, and Melbourne's streets are littered with coffee shops. Coffee reviewers all around the world visit Melbourne, sometimes just for a taste. 9. Beaches. Australia is completely surrounded by water, so if you continue to drive in one direction you will probably find yourself at a beach. Australia has some of the best beaches in the world. There are literally thousands to choose from, and all the major cities are within driving distance to them, some even walking distance. 10. Laid back. Compared to the rest of the world, Aussies are a laid back, down-to-earth bunch of people. Folks down under are willing to invite just about anyone to their barbecue, listen to other people's problems, and have a genuine will to help each other out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Here are some other videos you might want to check out.